suited up.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be an interesting matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. Field in the Steel City. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Los Angeles Rams. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Rams, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a man who's now in his 11th season in the league, Matthew Stafford at 31 years of age.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. They'll roll him out right. They'll try and run it. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. And quickly now, here's a look at the Rams offense.
And this team is coming in off of their open week, and to me, a pretty good time to have it, too, because it's pretty much right in the middle of the season. So I would think that they'll be pretty well rested and ready to go for the second half of the season. But even more importantly, they got a little bit of a mental break as well. That's going to help, too.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. We'll look now at our starting defense. They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
And the mantra of this unit, get to the football. Fly to the ball carrier. And you know how you can tell that they do it really well? At the end of each play, when you click off the frame, count the number of guys that are around the ball carrier. It's always 7, 8, 9 guys. They get to them each and every play.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. They'll try the air now with Stafford. His throw incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them. And not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they got a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. A gain there of 21 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Stafford sliding out of the pocket. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. You think back to the Super Bowl against New England, the Rams never even got into the red zone in that game, and now here they are in the red zone on their opening drive with a first down. On first down, it's Gurley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Steelers under longtime head coach Mike Tomlin. They will be led out by their 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback. Now in his 16th season, the veteran Ben Roethlisberger.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
A loss of 2 there, second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Here's Roethlisberger. Complete to Washington. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On first down, it's Samuels. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Roethlisberger throwing complete to McDonald. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Roethlisberger. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nickel Roby-Coleman, a sack off the corner.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Roethlisberger. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Samson Abukum with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
We take a look ahead at what's to come later tonight. Sunday Night Football, it'll be the Vikings and the Cowboys from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And then tomorrow night, we've got the Seahawks and the Niners from Levi's Stadium. And we were in the Bay Area for the Raiders on Thursday night. Now right back out to watch the Niners on Monday night. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now it's Gurley. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Back to throw, Stafford. This is caught, it's Cooks. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. Now a draw play for Gurley. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. On second and 11 now. Stafford. Taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Devin Bush in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Being chased out left. And he couldn't hang on. Almost an interception there defensively. Instead, it brings up fourth. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. The Buccaneers continue to struggle as they finish off the first half of the year winless at 0-8. From there, it's off to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. And right now they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. The Colts looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, let's get out to the Bay Area, see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Oakland. And they were losers in that one to the visiting LA Chargers. Phillip Rivers, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. Meanwhile, in our game, just the lone touchdown accounting for all the scoring. A tight one, 7-0 is the score. And for the call of the second half, we send it back to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down.
And he fires one that's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And he will score. Touchdown, LA. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way. Zerline now for the PAT.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Back to the air, Roethlisberger after the pick six. And his throw here's incomplete. Now, the intended receiver out of the backfield was Jalen Samuels, but it's going to be second down. 2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. On first down, Samuels. Mikel Roby brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Right there, 54, right there, right there.
On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. On the move to his left. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A huge play that time for the Rams. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They run. It's Gurley. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So many questions about Todd Gurley in the offseason. How good is the knee? I mean, remember, he had a heavy workload the last couple years, nearly 4,000 yards from scrimmage, 40 total touchdowns, but just 4 carries in the NFC Championship game, 10 in the Super Bowl. So we'll see what kind of usage he gets this season. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Rolling to his left. Now he'll pull it down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a 1st down, but a big gain to boot.
Steps away to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Gerald Everett is tied in, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal. Todd Gurley standing by his lonesome in the backfield here. 2nd and goal. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Eluding the pressure right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. How about the defensive stand here from 1st and goal, 3 straight incompletion?
Yeah, I think people wonder.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 50. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And instead of having a 1-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. Now Roethlisberger to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And he's taken down inside the 30. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Roethlisberger now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. It's it to Smith-Schuster. 4 yards, the pickup, 1st down. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster again. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. 2nd down and goal. Roethlisberger looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
To throw here, Roethlisberger completes it to Hearns. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Boswell's kick is good. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Gurley. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time is a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Back to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. One last shot for Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for L.A., the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year, and they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.